we're heading into the busy holiday season with many of us out and about running errands and spending more time gathering and socializing with friends and family. But it's also respiratory virus season, and the last thing you want to do is bring a festive get-together together with flu, COVID, and RSV. So how can we stay healthy over the next few weeks? Well, let's ask Dr. Lisa Barrett, a frequent guest on our show and infectious disease specialist. Good morning, Dr. Barrett.
Good morning.
Great to have you in. Let's talk about right now. 'Tis the season for respiratory viruses. We got the RSV, we got the cold, we got the COVID. What's the star of the show these days?
Well, still at the moment, there's more COVID around than RSV or flu.
Okay.
But we do know from the rest of the world that we're starting to see influenza go up. And it's been a crappy influenza season in other parts of the world, so likely it's going to be a tough one here too.
Interesting. Okay, how dangerous is influenza?
Yeah, sometimes we say the word cold, but really flu is not the cold. It's cold plus plus plus. Pneumonias, hospitalizations, people who have bad immune systems go to the hospital all the time, and sometimes younger people too. And so influenza, not just a cold, it's cold plus and can really cause not just a hospitalization or a pneumonia, but long-term side effects, worsening heart disease, heart attacks, all kinds of things come along with bad influenza. So if you can, it's a good thing not to get.
All right, and then this is the big question. How do we avoid getting respiratory illnesses? We'll begin with flu. Or, what can you do to not get the flu?
You know, I think of it at this time of the year as shared air. And I know this is a common message, but we all share air, and we share it a lot more inside as we get closer to the holidays. COVID, flu, and RSV are all what we call vaccine-preventable diseases. Right now in Nova Scotia, there are free vaccines. We're lucky.
Yeah.
Not all of the world, especially our southern neighbors these days, have such access to free vaccine. We have lots of it. And so one of the best things you can do is get vaccinated, not too late, and just before the holiday season, before you get together, go to long-term care homes or to see your older folks that are in your family. And then the basic stuff. As you say, flu is probably the most dangerous, but COVID and flu are two things that you can get your vaccines for. But simple stuff. Wash your hands, bring tissues, use them once. Good respiratory hygiene. If you're sick, staying away from others who might be vulnerable. That's all really important stuff that we can still do. And some people can wear masks still if they're in big crowded areas or if you have symptoms. Lots of my colleagues, we don't wear masks every single moment, but if you get some symptoms and you're out with other people, especially vulnerable folks, wear a mask.
Okay, let's dig into vaccines a little bit. First of all,
Sure.
I've heard that the flu vaccine that we're getting now in Canada isn't a match for the strain of flu that's going around. Why should we still get vaccinated?
Yeah, so the world picks what strains of influenza are going to go into the vaccine far before we know exactly what the actual strains are going to be. And most years it's a great match, some years it's not. This year it's not a good match, but it still does prevent hospitalizations and ICU admissions in many people. And also, there are other strains that are well matched still, that might not be as common, but are still floating around. And this vaccine will still protect you against those. So the answer, it's not a great match this year, but it is still a great vaccine and something that I certainly will get and encourage all my family to get.
Okay, if you get your vaccine, say for COVID and for flu, how long does it take before it kicks in, if you will, and gives you that immune response?
Ideally, you have a couple of weeks before it's going to give you the best protection. So try and get it done now. A lot of people have been asking me, is it too late? Is it too late? Absolutely not. We haven't seen flu go up really, really fast yet. The trend is starting. And there's still, 6 out of every, 100 of the tests we do for COVID are still positive. That's a lot. 6% is still a lot. So it's still around.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think, oh, I've had COVID, so I don't need to worry, but you can always top up. All right, last question we have from the control room. They just want to know about masking, the most recent thoughts on that.
Okay, yeah, so not everyone wears masks all the time. Crowded areas, if you have symptoms, I still wear them on airplanes quite a bit because that's an area where you have recircled air. That's not great. And, the IWK, for example, has just brought back their masking for hospitals to protect their kids. Nova Scotia Health, for some reason, hasn't yet, but really do consider it. There's lots of very vulnerable cancer patients, transplant patients, older folks that are in hospitals, so consider that. So is it still worth it is the question. Yes, but all those things we learned during COVID, wash your hands around wearing a mask, use them only until they're not looking good, and put it over your nose.
Yes,
It's still a thing. And for folks that are out there that are older, Nova Scotia has covered the RSV vaccine, taking a little while to get it rolled out to folks. But keep asking about where and when you can get it, because my dad asks me every day. He's on a ban to ask me any more times.
And they do a great job updating that website, so keep
Yes.
refreshing. Thank you so much, Dr. Lisa Barrett.
Great to see you.
You too.